Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple Haze Podcast. I am your lovely host, Isaac here. So, the Vikings end their game winning streak after falling to the Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium in Denver. Final score 21 to 20. Man, that was absolutely a rough loss. They should have won that game, but they basically shot themselves in the foot. And the majority of the blame, I will talk about it later, but we have to give some credit due to these losses. This was a tough loss. The sky isn't falling really right now, but still, that was still a game they should have won. So let's get to the stats. Time of possession, the Vikings won the time of possession battle by 9 minutes. Vikings stats: total yards 385 yards, 210 passing yards, 175 rushing yards, 0 turnovers. 19 first downs, 6 of 15 on the third down conversions, and 2 sacks. As for the Broncos, 295 total yards, 249 passing yards, 46 rushing yards. They forced 3 turnovers, 13 first downs, 2 of 12 on their third down conversions, 2 sacks. So we kind of have to be fair. We have to give some credit where it's due. Josh Dobbs, I thought he was okay for some of the parts. Some of it was annoying to watch, but he was 62% completion rate, 221 yards, a touchdown, an interception. And he also had a 8 for 35 and a rushing touchdown. So, Josh Dobbs, he was okay for the most part, but those, running plays where he's going into the end zone, absolute thing of beauty right there. And also those 2 touchdowns that he had were absolute things of beauty, where he literally kept the play alive and to get the touchdown to Josh Oliver. That was sick. And that rushing touchdown right up the middle absolutely beat everybody with his speed right there. Amazing. Those are good. So, that was absolutely a good job by Josh Dobbs. He did what he could, but maybe for some plays, but I'll get to that in just a minute. But Ty Chandler, he was kicking all sorts of butt out there. It's just unfortunate that we were not able to use him very often. And that TFL that he had, that's not on him. He had 10 carries for 73 yards, 4 catches for 37 yards. That's basically 7 yards a carry, and Ty Chandler shows you why he needs to be the running back one. And it showed. He also had that nice 31-yard fake punt to get a first down. That was amazing, dude. That was amazing, man. I absolutely loved seeing Ty Chandler. It's just a shame that we just aren't using him the way that we should be using him. And it's obvious at this point, so. And also he had a 3rd and 20. That 3rd and 20 play that he had, it was a dump off pass. There was nothing there, okay. But he made it. He basically, I thought he got the first down, but he almost made it a first down, dude. He makes something out of nothing so easy. He just has that dynamicness, man. It's just a shame. We need to, basically, that'll be for later conversations, man. But Ty Chandler absolutely played great. It was basically a good tight end game. 4 catches for 55 yards for TJ Hawkinson. Yes, he had a couple of drops on their last possession, but they really shouldn't be in that position, so I don't really blame TJ Hawkinson, really. So I thought TJ Hawkinson did himself a good job. And Josh Oliver, finally able to use him to his abilities. He's very good. 4 catches for 47 yards, a touchdown. We were fine. I was looking for something for Josh Oliver to make some big plays, and there it is. So kudos to Josh Oliver and the defense. Brian Flores coached his ass off. He basically did a good job. He minimized the Broncos to nothing but field goals until their last possession. But he was very effective getting after Russell Wilson. he held he only held the Broncos to just 46 yards. I mean, you could argue with the passing game, but I mean, but this is not on Flores. Flores did a very good job on coaching on defense. He did a outstanding job to just holding the Broncos the best he can. As for individual, Ivan Pace Jr. led the team in tackles with 9 tackles, had a nice fumble force, but it was an out of bounds. But it was basically a good effort. Ivan Pace Jr. seems like he's getting better and better every time, stepping in very well for Jordan Hicks. And also for Mekhi Blackman, I mean, he had an up and down day. He gave up a couple passes, but he made up for it. Had a pass deflection and a TFL, if I'm not mistaken correctly. So Mekhi Blackman, I mean, he's been okay. He's been okay this season. He's been pretty good. Danielle Hunter, DJ Wonnum, Danielle Hunter shows you why that they're the best edge rushers in the league. One of the best edge rushers. They both combined for 2 sacks and 3 TFLs. Very, very productive day from them. Harrison Phillips had himself a TFL. Very effective. I mean, the defense as a whole, very, very effective, man. I mean, I felt like they deserve better than this. As far as some of the bad that basically let them down, Josh Dobbs for some parts, I mean, I don't know who the blame should be more to, really, on that interception. I mean, I will get to that, and also he had some bad passes, just kind of almost had some drop passes, some delayed handoffs. I mean, I just wish I would see a little bit more fire from what I saw against the Saints in the Falcons game. But, I mean, it's okay, but that loss is not on him. And for the third turnover, I don't know who the blame should be on. I really do not know. I don't know if it should be on Brandon Powell for giving up on his route, or Josh Dobbs, or the linemen for not doing their job, really. Because he was right in his face, so I don't know who the blame should be on. And also Kevin O'Connell. I still love this dude. Like, how can you not love this dude? The positive energy that he brings, but that does not excuse the crap that we saw on Sunday night. He should be ashamed of himself for giving that game away. So let me count the ways of how he was picked. The 3 turnovers. 2 of the 3 turnovers that the Vikings have was on him. So here's how. The first play was basically, okay, it was just a wacky play, which was absolutely not going to work at all, man. It was never going to work, which they punched the ball out, made a field goal out of it on their first drive. Why are you calling that play to Josh Dobbs to do that? You don't have to get fancy there. Just do something. Just maybe do a screen pass. Don't do that. And also, the second turnover where Alexander Madison fumbled. Why are you continuing to trot Alexander Madison out on the field? He's just a liability out there. He can't run. He can't handle the ball. What is the point of putting him out there? And it's just, why do you think Alexander Madison gives you the best opportunities to win than over Ty Chandler? Why does he? I don't get that. Like, Alexander Madison, I mean, I'm not trying to be a hater, but Alexander Madison, basically, he sucks. He's not a good running back. He's a good running back 2, running back 3, but he is not a running back 1. And trust me, he is not going to be your guy moving forward. And also the conservative play calling at the end of the half, basically, where the Vikings have the ball, it's 10-6. The Vikings on 4th and 1. What did you do? You decided to just punt it. It's halfway through. Just go for it. I love the aggressiveness on that. I would have gone for it if I was Kevin O'Connell on that play, but you didn't. And then basically, and you could have gotten points out of that too. And also the biggest one on basically, it's basically at the, I don't know if it's the Broncos 10. You're in their red zone though. Run, incomplete pass. You had to, so you settled for a field goal to make it 2015. You were the Vikings were up 17-15. You could have been up by 9 instead of 5. That is a big difference in a game. Unless somehow Greg Joseph shanks it, but there was no reason for the defense to be in that situation. There was no reason for that whatsoever. Kevin O'Connell should be absolutely ashamed of himself. This is one of the major reasons why he needs to give up play calling and personnel wise to somebody, to Wes Phillips. Somebody else needs to take over. He is a good head coach. He's not a good play. He has regressed from play calling and personnel wise. That was probably the worst play calling and coaching job he has done as far as I've seen. That was a game we should have won, but Kevin O'Connell was nowhere to be found. That was a game we should have won, but that was a rough. The sky's not falling yet. I think they'll beat the Bears and go 7-5 worst case scenario, but so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skol.